Okay, you guys, so this is going to be your introduction to Smart Science. So hopefully you have your logins all set up. I emailed you your usernames and passwords, which are your NVVA student number for your username and for your password. Unless you've already logged in and then changed it, I obviously don't know your password. And so if you guys look, when you get to your, when you log in, you should see that I have assigned some of these to you. For my purposes, I can't show you which ones are assigned. They're noted in blue here, like you see them flashing in blue. Those are ones I've assigned to you, but I don't get to see like just the ones that I've picked for you on one screen. So just bear with me as I scroll through on my end. I will admit this isn't going to be the easiest way to show you since my screen and your screen are completely different. But I just want to let you know that that's okay. And we are going to figure this out together. Okay? Okay. So here we go. When you open up a lab, basically, all you have to do is follow through in order. You'll see at the top there's different levels. Mine aren't showing it again because I'm on the teacher one, but they'll show you what you're doing next, okay? So first off, if you ever are confused, if you look in your course content at the lab information, there's always, I'm going to drag this in here, there's always these two resources for materials. There's a flow chart and the navigation details. They redid Smart Science, so the pictures are not going to look exactly the same, but the steps should be pretty much similar to what you're experiencing. So when you open up the details, it'll tell you first, when you click on the lab, you're going to complete the introduction and warm-up section, okay? Sometimes it's a quiz, okay? It says you can only take the quiz once, you submit your answers, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to provide a hypothesis, and sometimes you'll have to type in your own, sometimes there will be options here. All you have to do is keep going. So you'll see there's just different levels here. It says read the introduction, the procedure apparatus, parameters, data collection, errors in data, and graph section. And then read each of the sections carefully. It tells you basically what the lab is about, how you're going to collect data virtually, and then sometimes there's videos or images there to show you exactly what's happening. And in some cases, sometimes the visuals are just showing you what it would look like in a real lab. Okay. If you want to go back, you can go back always. I think at the top of your screen, you can just click between the tabs up at the top. So you can engage, you hypothesize, you explore. In this case, you're going to be eating different bugs and things like that for the natural selection lab. And then you just keep going, guys. You keep going on the evaluate, explain, extend sections. I don't want to show too much because mine, if I open it, show the answer keys, which is not the point of me showing you this. And you guys, every time you complete something, I actually get to see your progress. So if I go to there, I have 2 students that have already worked on it through 8 lessons. I see your average quiz score, and I can actually open up who's done what. So I see your names here. I've seen what you've worked on, and I see your quizzes, okay? And so I get to have those opportunities to look at your work. You don't have to save anything. You don't have to stress out about whether I'm going to see it. I actually have the data in front of me, okay? If you are struggling with the content of the lab or like what you're supposed to be doing in the lab, really it's just walking through these sidebars on the left-hand side. There's nothing that you have to turn in necessarily through this lab part, through this website, because I see everything in it. I hope that makes sense. So if you go back to your lab, you complete the teacher scored part of the lab, and then you, which is an assignment, and then you submit it to me as an attachment. And that's it. That's the only thing that you have to submit into the Dropbox is once you've finished everything, you should be able to like download the document. If not, and again, I can't see it on my side and Smart Science is all new to me, then we can figure that out and app share in a Class Connect session. But as far as I'm concerned for right now, I care about you guys just walking through the lab here and then putting an attachment for your work in the Dropbox for, oh, look, that's me and my family, in the Dropbox for your lab here. Okay, so going back to the content. Oh, I wanted to open this up too. It's too late. Going back here, it gives you a little bit of a navigation onto how to navigate the lab, what I'm looking for when it says write the report, submit the report for grading. That's what I'm looking for. So it kind of gives you this flow chart of what to expect. That's it. Okay. Hopefully you understand the website. I know that it's kind of a little tricky. I also struggle slightly with it, and I'm learning as I go too. So that's that. You'll see the next lab that comes up is called the photosynthesis lab, which is your thin layer chromatography. That one will pop up on your main page that I've assigned it to you. And it talks to you about how this is going to talk about the thin layer chromatography of plant pigments, how it can be used to determine what two plants have the same pigments. And then it tells you all these things that we plan on learning, that the solvent polarity affects separation. The array of solvents include alcohol, a ketone, an ether, and a hydrocarbon in a mixed solvent. How some solvents are not as good at separating pigments than others, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, just go through each of these sections, follow along with the pictures, and then go through evaluate, explain, extend, and so on and so forth. Then you're going to upload this to the to the Dropbox for your photosynthesis lab, which is in Unit 2. Right here, chromatography. All right, so hopefully you guys don't have too many questions on that. It shouldn't be too crazy, but if you do, we can always set up a class connect and walk through it together. So just send me an email and let me know.